Welcome to the Datamoto Demo. Today we are going to talk about some of the setup, such as loading your logo, setting up clients and inventory, as well as working with invoices. And we are also going to cover some of the advanced features, such as sales orders, purchase order, and how to integrate invoices and bills with those sales and purchase orders, as well as customizing invoices and orders. When you first log in, you will see a Datamoto account like this. The first thing you should do when you log in is go and click on setting. Here you can set your own profile, and click on profile and click on edit, where you should set your name, your currency, name of your company, currency you use, language, time zone, proper time zone, and tax ID. Tax ID is not for everyone. In some countries, every invoices or code, you must print the tax ID. If this is the case, then you should add tax ID over here. This tax ID will be automatically put in your quote and invoice PDFs. And you should put your address over here. Once information is updated, you can simply save it. That's your profile. At the beginning, all the accounts are set up as free. At any point of time, if you want to upgrade to paying license, then you can simply click on upgrade and provide your credit card information. So after setting profile, next thing you do is to click on general setting. First thing you see in general setting is uploading a logo. Mine over here only we take JPEG, PNG or BMP formats of image, and this image pixel size should be 150 by 100 pixel size, and this logo will be used in invoice in code PDF. I'll repeat, these logos, you won't see any screen over here on the web pages. Logo you will see only in the PDF file. So to upload a logo, choose file. I have already few logos over here. Let's say I want to upload a logo. I have a logo called balloons over here somewhere, balloon. So I click here, balloon the PNG. I upload. My logo is uploaded. Though I don't see in this page, but my logo is uploaded. Once logo is uploaded, next thing I normally suggest people to do is to click on text and add some of the text information over here so that it will be easy for you when creating invoices or code to drop down and put the text information. You don't have to type every time. So if you're from Florida, let's say, you say Florida, I don't know your Florida's text, let's assume it is 7.9 percentage, and I say it's all there. So you can add these things by state or by county or city, however you want to add these things, the text, it all depends on you. Once texts are added, next thing I want to show you the unit. Unit is unit, a measure of a unit. Uh, what does this mean is that if you sell goods, your goods maybe you are selling as a pieces, or maybe in barrels, or maybe cubicle or kg or tons, those kind of units you can provide over here. We have a number of units that commonly used are already in this table. If you want to change or add, you can always do that. Next, using cost center, you really don't need for basic setup. You should go to email and set up your email properly. In the email template, this is the from address. That is you when you log in or create your account, your email address will be automatically brought it over here. Subject, you can put whatever you want over here. So that's the subject will be shown. Send it to the customer. Here is the default message. Here is the invoice for invoice. Default message for code. Here is the code. And see your signature. You can add this information however you want or however you like. Once you have this, you can save it. So what happens with that? Once you have this information, every time you send voice or code, this information will be displayed to you. Then you will have a opportunity to change the information in the email, but at least you will have the template every time you want to send email. After that, I suggest you to click on shipping if you ship things. Then if you have DHL FedEx or you only use DHL, however you want to do it, you put those information. No, you want to put FedEx or UPSP, then you simply add this information over there. So you have a shipping information lined up over here. So payment terms, you have a cash and credit, let's say, then you can put in cash and credit and save it. And warehouse, you have a, let's say, two warehouse. One is downtown, one is mobile, it's a truck. And you just put that and you save it. With this, your basic setup is done. Next thing you should do, you should add your inventory if you have. If you don't have an inventory, if you don't plan to put an inventory, that's also fine. You don't need to put anything over there. But if you sell goods, then it is better to start creating inventory. To create an inventory from the scratch, you can click add and provide a, let's say, item number. Item code should be unique. The description is, let's say, pump filter. That's what you sell. And unit cost for pump filter $20. The cost you buy, the actual cost, unit cost that you paid when you bought yourself is $10. Maximum discount you are giving 20%. Unit of measure, this is the pieces you sell, and initial quantity you have 100. So you save it. So that is your unit of measure. You can see you added this one. You can also click over here and find out detailed information that on this date, this is the user who manually updated 100 quantity. You can find all this information here. So this is adding one by one, but if you want to, you already have a list of uh, a long list of items that you want to upload. You can click on upload inventory. You can download a sample file or download a sample file. You download it, then you can simply open the file and open the file. Not in the text format. Let me open this file in open with spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel. And here, let's say I want to add 101, 102, 103, 104. Here I say I'm selling, let's say, phone, battery. It cost is $5. Actual cost I bought in $2. I have 100 pieces of this one. Discount I give up to 15%. And these are pieces. Be careful what you put in the unit of measure. If you don't remember, you don't know, don't put it. Only thing you can put is like a dozen piece. That's the drop down I showed you in unit of measure screen in the application. If you don't know this exactly, you can just leave it empty and move on. The specification country of origin, that's the US, model, size, color, you can add all these things. Many times people put information here and there, and later on, this file will not update. To avoid all those issues, one thing you can do, you can select all this place, the area that you don't have any data. Then what you can do, you can right click and say clear content. This will clear all the content from here. Then you can simply save this file. When you're saving, it will ask for format. You just say yes over here. Once it is done, then you come back here. Then you choose the file, the download. Then you choose this file. Then you upload it. You just upload it 101.234 battery, all the things you uploaded. And if you click over here, let's say, or you can edit over here. If you see I didn't put a unit of measure, you can click here and add your own unit of measure if you want to add to make sure that it works for you. That you can click here. Yeah, and that's your inventory. Next thing, once inventory is done, the next thing you should do is you add customers or vendors. Customers or vendors are the clients, customers to whom you sell, and the vendors from whom you buy. Sometimes a client can be a customer and vendor both. So in customer, you can similarly upload clients, you can download a sample file and, massage the file and upload it, or you can add one by one customer. I already have two customers here. Also, adding one new customer. Let's say customer 101 is a new customer. This is I can be customer, vendor, or customer and vendor. If I put only customer, then only I can see this under this customer list. If I put vendor, then I can only see this customer under this vendor. If I put customer and vendor type, then I can see this client in both customer column as well as vendor column. So let me put an email address. This also must. After that, you can put the first name, last name of the customer, street, city, San Francisco, and state California, 94344, and United States. So with this, you have saved your customer. If you click your customer again, you can see your customer, your contact information. If you have more contact, you can add more contact numbers over here, information over here, and also you can add more addresses if you have more than one address of a customer. Once you have customers or vendors, if I click, just I add customer 101. It's also a vendor. You can see this vendor over here too. So once you have it, now you are all set to create your first code. So click on the code. I already have few. You add over here. If you you must have a customer to start to create a code. If you don't already have one, you can always click over here to add one. It takes to the same screen over here. Otherwise, you can always type star. It will give you the list of all the customer. You can select one, or what you can do, you can just type couple of first letters or alphabets. So it gives you the list of the customer you have. Starting with these letters, right? So you can select the proper customer. Want to select it, you want to select different billing address, you can select here, or shipping address if you're different, you can always add new one or select the existing one. Then you go next. Here, this is the customer information that you started with. This is your issue date, today's date, and this is the quote number. This is the query expiration, quote expiration date. So if any date quote expires, you can always put the date over there. The shipping method that you have DHL and USP, UPSP, as a DHL you have. And for items, similarly, you can always type star. It will give you the item code and the description of the items over here. Or if you already know some items, item code like 2 which shows you the two, depending on whatever you know, or depending on whichever you wanna go. I prefer to type star and select one. It gives me all the total quantity that currently I have. Then let's say out of 100 quantity, customer looking for 50 quantity, price 20, discount 20. I want to discount only 10% for this customer. And the tax over here, it is for Florida. Florida, automatically tax is calculated according to Florida. With that, we can save these. I have the new code created just now. Yeah, this is the code you just generated. If you want to see the PDF file, you click. You can see your logo over here and your shipping address in different color. This is the customer shipping address, customer's billing address, and this is your address. So let's go back over here, and if you want to send this code to customer, you can simply click on email, and as I this email address is the customer's email address. It will automatically bring it over here. Subject, you can always change it to say, let's say invoice is attached, and sorry, code is attached, and here is the code. We can say please find code attached here with anything you want. You can change at any time. You can attach my PDF file. You want to attach, you don't want to attach, but by default it will attach for you. And if you send, it will send email to these customers with the PDF file. So this is your generating code. So one thing though, once in PDF file, if you see your sometimes you have a requirement that you want to put your logo and your address left hand side and put all this information right hand side. If you want to do that, then if you click the setting over here and go to PDF, and right now these two things are selected, this way is selected. If you click come back and select this one for your and save it. And also one more thing, if you have a requirement of putting some of the data, some of the information below the code or invoices or purchase order, then you can put this information up here. Even if you have a couple of pages of information, terms and conditions and all that, if you want to put, you can all put all over here. Your PDF generator will take this information and will add below your code, invoice or purchase order. You can save it. Then if you go back to your code and if you display your code, you see your logo is this side and your address is this side. You just change the side. So that's all about the code. Once you send the code or estimate, then next thing is to, let's say your customer wants you to do the business with you. I mean, if they want to do business with you, then you supply the goods to them, and you have to also issue a invoice. So simple that time, what you want to do, you have this code. If you want to create an invoice out of it, you can click on convert to invoice. Or you just want to start a new invoice yourself, you can add and start an invoice just like you started code. But if you have a code, then you can simply convert this code to invoice and go next over here. And if you want to change any information over here, you can change and you can save it. With that, you got a new invoice right here. Same information. With one click, you get the invoice. So, same thing, you can do the PDF for your invoice, or you can edit if you want again, or if you want to email, you can email. You can do the same thing for your invoice. This is about setting up your code, invoice, as well as basic setup of clients in inventory. In the next, we will explore some of the ideas of running business like enterprise using sales order and purchase order, which will generate your invoice in code and bills automatically, as well as your inventory is tightly integrated and inventory will be adjusted as you purchase and sell goods. One thing I forgot to mention you that is that whenever you create quote or invoice, or let's say invoice, when you do create new one, you see over here goods and services. If you click on services and let's say and say you are selecting any one customer over here and going next, you can see things are changing over here. The description, there's the hour, there is a rate, there's a rate and a discount and all the things. And this way you can create a invoice for service. So Datamoto not only handles quote invoice or purchase order, sales order, not only handles for goods, you can handle it. It handles also for services. Let's talk about the advanced feature. And advanced features, we'll be talking about how you can integrate your sales, invoice, inventory, purchase order, bill, and payment. In normal sales cycle, the way it happens is that normally a customer requests codes, then you generate a code, an email. This is already we demoed it. A customer send purchase order. Once customer receives the code, then it will send you the purchase order. This order may be a PDF document, it could be an email, and however the customer gives you the order of the real purchase order. Then you can convert your code to sales order. The code that initially you give it to customer, then you convert that to a sales order. Then you mail your order to customer or let customer know the things are started. Then that sales order, you approve the order. Once order is approved, that order goes to fulfillment process, and in the fulfillment after that, it ships. You ship the order. When you ship the order, uh, invoices are automatically generated, as well as the inventory is automatically adjusted. So if you follow this process, what happens is you can handle returns if the customer wants things, he or she wants to return things, then you can simply go to your sales order and enter the items returned. It will automatically generate a new negative invoice for you there to adjust your account, as well as it will add your inventory. Or if the goods are scrapped, if goods are not in a condition to sell again, you can it will not add those goods in the inventory. So these things are all taken care of in the sales cycle, like return and cancel. You can do very easily, and your inventory and your invoice and accounts are all adjusted as you go. And same thing in the purchase cycle also. In the purchase order, what happens? A customer sends a quote, then you receive the quote, then you create a purchase order, then somebody needs to approve the order. Once order is approved, then you send sales order to, or then you send the purchase order to, then you send the purchase order to the customer, purchase order to customer. After that, you receive items from customer. Whenever you receive items, then you go to your purchase order module, then you click on receive. When you receive the items, it will generate bills automatically, as well as it will add those items in the inventory. Then customer sends invoice to you, then you approve the bill that are generated, putting the invoice number to it, then you pay. Then your account department gonna pay those bills. So if you use purchase order, then two things are, then it can handle return very easily at any time. If items return, it will automatically generate invoices or negative bills. So they will be adjusted. Overall account will be adjusted, as well as inventory will be adjusted. Not only that, you will have all the records, how many, which invoice or bills are generated from which purchase order. All those things you can see in the click of a button. So let's see all these things in the real demo. Okay, we're here again in the purchase order, in the sales order. So let's say you already send it, you are selling goods, you already send this quote to customer, customer agrees on this one, he sends back you a purchase order. Then what you do, you go to open the quote and you click on convert to sales order. So when you click of a button, it brings all the information in the sales order screen. You go next, then the customer's order number, you put it over here. If there's no order number, you put some number which will refer, or some information which will refer to the email or whatever information that customers need to send to you. Then if there is a order date, request shipping date, estimate shipping date, all the information needed, you can add all that. And payment terms, this is from our setting that we set this up. Yeah. Payment term is credit card. You put that, you save it. It will give you the sales order over here. Then you go and click. It's a draft mode sales order. You can see over here. So if you at this point, you can always go to sales order and you can delete the sales order if you don't want it. But if you don't want to delete it, but if you want to uh, book the sales order and process it, then you can go and click on the book. Once you book the order, then you cannot delete anymore. There is no delete sign, delete key over there, or icon, delete icon there anymore. So now let's come back over here. So what you can do with this sales order? One thing you can do, you can click on the work order. That gives you a work order without the price and all that. And you can print this work order and send it to your factory floor. You can go and start, creating or building or manufacturing those items if you run a manufacturing plant. Next, most probably, next step for you will be to fulfill the order. So to fulfill the order, you click fulfill. Here you can see, it's the same customer. And the same customer has another order also over here, pipe filter, and the current order is the pump filter. So available stock for this I have 100. Remaining stock order I have 50. That's the order that I need to fulfill. And another sales order also I have from the same customer, which is the pipe filter. I have available stock 510. These customers wants 10 items. So if I want to fulfill both the items and send in one shipment, I can do that at the same time over here. By the way, this one is coming from my another sales order I have over here. So I did not do this. I did not show this you right here, but it was coming from another sales order. So same customers may be creating multiple sales order. If that's the case, and if you want to fulfill delivery from multiple sales order at one time, then you can, yeah, do this way. If you save over here, it shows you the two sales order number, 3 and 4 is the purchase order number. These are the item code, descriptions, and the pieces or quantities, all that. Then all things you need to do. If you click over here, pick, it will be items will be deducted from the inventory. If you do pack, if you tracking ID, if you have for any of DHL or anything, you can put that information over here. If you click ship, then this item will go out of the door. Then your invoice will be generated. So if you click ship, sorry, I haven't. Sorry, if I do ship over here, you must pick and pack before you can ship. I forgot to pack it. So I can press escape over here to get back and I say pack. After that I can ship. Once I ship, if I go invoice, I can see the invoice is generated, status is shipped, item are shipped. If I click over here, I can see sales order number over here also, and I can see two items over here that I'm selling to the customers and one invoice. So if I click on any sales order over here, I can come back to the sales order. So this way, and if I go to inventory over here, then I can see that I have selected. Then what I can see the current quantity over here. I am not sure which one was that. Sales order 104. The sales order item code was 100. No, that's the invoice is over here. 9 and 100. So let's go to inventory. 100 over here. If we see the current quantity is 50, it was initially 100, then we ship 50, we pick 50 is picked, and this is the sales order which has picked these 50 items. Similarly, if we go to 9, we can see 10 items are picked from 510, remaining items we have 500. So that's what you see also here. Remaining item we have 500 and 50 items are remaining. This is the way our um, inventory is automatically updated when we do this thing, when we run our business through sales order. Let's say this order is all done now. Uh, now, out of 50, we already see 50 items. Then, but customer says they don't like around turn some, if they want to return things, they don't like some of the items. So then you click on return. Then if you see with return, it will bring you the invoices that customer, they're from the sales order that you sell to customer. So if you click the invoice, you can see these are the items if you sold to the customer, its invoice number, right? So return quantity is returning 10 items and selling you that out of 10. 5 quantity of scrap you cannot sell anymore. Only 5, 10 quantity you can sell. So if you save it, then you come back to your sales order. That over here invoice, credit invoice is generated for you. Credit invoice is showing 10 items minus. Then this is the $194 minus invoice is generated. So this is the new invoice, $194. Now if you go to inventory, you can see over here the item number 100 over here, return over here, it's return and scrap. So only the 5 items return in the inventory, those are the 55 out of 10 items. We declared 5 items are scrap and 5 items can be sold again, can be sold again, can be sold again. So we just only added the 5 items over here. So that's how we adjust both sales order. We integrate both sales order, inventory, and invoices. So let's quickly look at purchase order. It is pretty much the same, but purchase order you always start doing add once you receive a code from customer or vendor. If you go and let's see the vendor call my customer is your vendor. If you contact, you put the contact, and this is the vendor's address. This is your billing address, and this is my shipping address. You can always change this online over inline over here. Go next over here. We can provide the information, more information requested by shipping date, estimate date, cost center, payment center, all that things. So one thing I'll show you quickly about the payment term. Let me put over here cash and shipping method. What about the cost center? Cost center is a way of a cost center you can do it through directly from here or going from setting and general setting and adding the cost and clicking on cost center. Let me do it from here. I go here, I have marketing, finance, R&D cost center. You get the budgets I have. And R&D, I already have a minus budget. That means I use more money than I have in my budget, initial budget. That's how you can maintain and see who have used or more money or more than the budget. This is just a way of maintaining a budget in each department, cost centers. So if you come back to your purchase order over here, you can select one of the, let's say I select the marketing over here, then same thing, click start, select one of the items that you want to buy, and this is 145, how many, whatever quantity you want to buy, unit price, whatever the price it is, and whatever the discount you get from customers. So if you don't have a discount, so however it works, you put this one and you save, then you get a purchase order. It always shows you remaining budget, how much budget you have. You have $10,000 budget you have. You're trying to buy $209 things out of $209 things. So once you have purchase order, then only you can work on purchase order once you approve it. Before approving, you can always go to purchase order and delete it. But once you approve, you don't have any delete icon over there. So let me go and approve it. I approve it. It's approved. Then if I go purchase order, I don't have any more delete sign and delete icon over here. Now I cannot delete this anymore. But what I can do, I can uh, I can go to cancel, and I can from here I can delete this. So let me go to purchase order again, and let me approve it because I just put a cancel over there, and let me then let's say I got the items. Then what I do next, I go and I do receive the items. So to select to receive the item, if you have a more than one item, the all items would be listed on this table. Then I go and receive the item. When I receive, it shows item code and maximum items that I can receive over here, and the description of the item is here. Receive quantity, let's say I'm receiving 100 at a time, or I'm receiving all items at a time. However the items delivered, I put that number of items there. And whichever the warehouse I'm receiving, I put. If I have a serial number, if I have a lot number, I put it. If I have the vendor item number, if I have, I put it. If I have invoice number, I put the invoice number over here, invoice number over here, then I save it. So once I save it, if you see this item receivable, what is receivable is 0. Now there's nothing to receive on for this purchase order. Let me go back and click and see over here. It's received, everything is received. So all is done. That means must be a new bill generated for us. This is the new bill generated. It's in the draft mode. So I can click over here. This is the invoice number. Anything I need to edit, I can go and edit and put it. Then I can approve it. Once I approved, then bill is ready for payment. It's approved, ready for payment. To pay the bill, I put the pay payment over here and bill and select this approved bill, and I go and pay. Get today's date or tomorrow date I cannot pay. Today's date, amount out of $219. Let's say I'm paying on $200 today. Payment method is cash. Cash. That's how I'm paying. And if I save it, then I get 100. And you can see over here, if I go pay again, then you can see only $19 left to pay. $200 already paid, right? And that's also reflected over here. Amount paid 200 and remaining balance is $19. If you put in history over here, you can see with the activity is also updated by date, method, and date. All information you can. So on about the inventory for this 103 items, if we go this inventory and see this 103, over here you see location, this one, receipt, type is received, lot number 789 from this purchase order, and current quantity we have 345, quantity we received is 200. This information is already also there. So let's go to purchase order again back there. Then you want to return some of the items. And then out of 200 quantity you receive returnable quantity, you are returning, let's say 100 items to some region. Then you save it. So what happens that you have total quantity 200, return quantity 100, received quantity was 200, and but your payment is calculated only based on 100 quantities over here. So if you go in the bills, if you see over here, you have a bill, still have a $219 bill. We still have this 200, and this is the bill you have like this. But if you go invoice over here, a draft return invoice is created, and it can be sent to customer for payment back. The payment back from him or her, where 100 items returned for $1 and $109. So any status for this is draft return. So that means we're returning this item, so the customer owes this money from us. That's how we. So that's all about the purchase order. And one thing I already showed you payment. If you wanna invoice, if you from customer paid, then you can go over here and say customer paid. And so if you wanna uh, go payment and invoice, then if you wanna enter some payment, and you click over here, then you enter payment received, then you go and enter the payment received, and that way you can enter the once you receive the payment from customer, you will start adding those information. That's all for today, and I hope this covers basically most of the things. Before I close, though, I just wanted to show you guys one thing briefly, that if you want to customize your code or invoices forms that you will display, you can do this from here. You can select which are the column you want, header you want. If you want to change any headings, you can do that. And this is for uh, this way. What happens is for a good template, and if you go to the next, there is a template for the services. You can change these things. So if you want to put date, whatever you want on your template, you can put. Only the problem or issue would be if you select too many columns, then the screen may not hold it, and also the PDF file may not look good. So the best thing would be to select this very conservatively and not to make too many columns in these too many columns in this column and too many columns over here, like item code, description, quantity, unit, like this. Okay, thank you very much for attending this demo or listening to demo. If you have any questions, do not forget to send email to us at support@datamoto.com. We will make sure that we will reply your questions